What up? What up? It's Chris from Brooklyn Wildlife, and I'm here in the studio working on some new tracks. I play in the background.
Confirmed with philosopher, words hard to discern.
Now, I want to talk about Spotify, all right? Because I am working on a new project, right? I just put out a project on Bandcamp and put it up for $20. First project I put up at that cost, sold for $25 within like first hour or two. Now that would have taken about 5,000 streams or something like that. And I've been thinking more and more about how to get my music out and why I'm distributing my music in the first place. A lot of people think I'm telling them not to use Spotify. That's not the case. Do what you need to do to get your music out the way you want to get it out. But I may ask, do we have the same goals in mind, right? Like, I have to pay to distribute my music on Spotify to then make point whatever percent of a cent. How do you get a part of a penny? And anyone I know that's been able to get the million streams or whatever that gets you $8,000, $10,000, it costs them more in marketing than what they make back. And so as a business, if you're trying to say like, well, music is a business, not just an art, Spotify doesn't make sense to me unless you have backing or unless you have partnerships with other brands or unless you have like hundreds of thousands of social media followers. And what if you just want to make art? What if you just want to make music? Why do you have to be an influencer? Why do you have to somehow use Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and all these other things to distribute your music to get people to stream it where you get, again, a percentage of a cent? I'd rather put it up on Bandcamp. I'd rather use my Patreon. And using my Patreon as well as crypto, I was able to pay for the summer festival. If I had to rely on streams, I again would be paying a lot of money to get very little return. And I also don't like the disposable nature of streaming. The idea that you get it when you want it, how you want it, and in the format you want, and that's great. But I also am a analog musician, and part of it is the moment, the experience. That what I make is important. It's not disposable. It's not like I send you a link, you listen once, and that was what was supposed to happen. I'm trying to cultivate an audience of people that likes what I do, like not just likes a song I made or isn't just into like the clothes that I wore, but that like the music is meaningful, the art is meaningful. Like I view art as, especially hip hop, as a quintessential postmodernist form of artistic and aesthetic expression. And when I spend a year to make a project and put it out, you send links to your streaming service, people listen once or twice, they're like, yeah, I did my job as a fan. And it's like, nah, like I want to do my job as a musician so that you listen to the songs over and over and over again. And to me, when people buy stuff, they feel attached to it. When people are given things for free, how attached do they feel? How much value do they place on it? And you think about like when people are using streaming services, they pay the streaming service a flat rate. They're not paying you. There's no direct correlation between people saying, yo, I dig what you do and I want to give you money to make sure it keeps happening. And in most business relationships that are individual and like person to person, that's part of it. Like almost any mom and pop shop stays open because people are like, yo, I fucks with mom and pop. And part of it is the personal engagement. And when I do my music, I want that to be personal. It's not disposable. It's not just another commodity. I don't view music as simply entertainment. It can be entertaining. But what I want to put in my music is my heart, my soul, my experiences, the people I've met. That's very human. That's very like connective for me. And so if I'm going to put my music out, I want people to say it's worth the $10, it's worth the $25. Right now you can buy my whole music catalog for $100 or something on Bandcamp. If I get 1,000 people in the whole world to do that every year, that's $100,000. I like that math way more than I need 1 million people to stream my thing to make $8,000. And so that's just me. Now, you may not be able to put up as much music as me. You may not be able to make as much art as me. That may not be what you're inclined to do. You may not want to tour and go speak to people and share the art and music with people. For you, it may be cool to think, wow, there's some kid in Saigon listening to my music. There's some kid in Nova Scotia listening to music. For me, I don't really care. Like, the streams don't matter to me if I can't go do a show there, if I can't engage with people there, if I can't build with other artists there. To me, that's like a popularity contest, which is cool. Like, being popular, I understand. It helps you sell shit. But my art is the thing. I'm not like making the art to sell these sweatshirts. I rock these sweatshirts because I don't want to wear other people's brands. I don't want to be a walking billboard for other people. And so I want to support the artists I work with. Brooklyn Wildlife, fucks with us. But I'm into it and putting out my art, like, and understanding it has value. And if we don't place value on our work, who will? And I do look at music and music distribution as a labor rights issue.
So as a laborer, as a person that works and invests money in the equipment I have, invests time in learning how to better my skill and become a better musician and practitioner, then why am I exchanging my labor for like nothingness? Why am I saying, yeah, you can listen to my song for free and not engage with me? Just go through Spotify. If you're gonna get it for free, you should be able to send me a note. We should be communicating on Instagram or Facebook, or I'm trying to set up my website to where it's just like a file transfer component to it, where people can exchange files with me and you can send me music, you can get all my music if you're a part of the website. And so I'm trying to get away from all this like kind of standardized way of distributing music. It doesn't make sense, right? The idea of people talking to me about you putting out an album. What's an album? Albums come out of phonograph records, out of like a physical lathe cut, you know, like piece of wax that can only fit a certain amount of time and songs on it. And then that, you know, with 4 tracks and CDs and everything changed, but now it's digital. So my most recent projects are like 10-minute pieces, or like I did a joint with Kind Stranger where he produced all 3 tracks, and so it's like one producer. But it's not individualized songs. It's not broken up into hooks. It's like lyrics and things that I make. And so I'm outside the format. Like I'm not doing what other people are doing, and so it makes sense. I don't need to utilize the same platforms they do. And I don't need them to do what I do. It wouldn't make sense for them to do what I do. And so if Becky, you want to use Spotify, you should. I don't care about Spotify. It doesn't help me in any way. I get paid to do shows not because of how many Spotify listeners I have. We in New York, you know. But I'm getting flown out to California to be part of a poetry festival, not because of Spotify, but because my work stands for itself, you know, and I don't see the return on it. Other people do. Other people don't make what I make. I do ambient noise music and poetry. I do hip hop in a way that is not like the contemporary people. My subject matter is like, I'm talking about, you know, let's talk about symbolism, Sisyphus, a rock, a simple mission. Keep pushing, keep pushing. I'm not talking about spinning your block. I'm not talking about the dope. I'm not talking about having sex with your girl and sending her back to Metro housing. I'm not talking about whatever it is. I'm not doing singy song rap. Like the shit I make is for a very unique audience, and I know my niche at this point. And yeah, sure, some of them utilize Spotify, but a lot of people that I'm connecting with, it's through the live experience. It's through interpersonal connectivity. It's through like my work has value, and that's just me. Like I made music mad long. I've given away free CDs. I put myself up on the internet when like it was like new to do that. It was like, yo, give everything away for free. Even right now, you can hear everything on my Bandcamp. But you can also buy it, you know. And I would rather focus my attention on that. What's up, y'all? All right, I just don't find Spotify to be useful for how I want to put out music, the type of music I make, and the audience that I am cultivating and have been cultivating. Now, something that is weird to say or like whatever, but I've been putting out music since like 2000. It's over 20 years of putting out music. I still love music. So I really don't need a lot of people telling me how to do it in the sense of like, after 20 years of putting out music, will you still love it? And I do. And so whatever I'm doing to that, I still love making music. I still love building with people like Becky, building with the homies, making new songs. Then like, it's beautiful. And I didn't dog anyone. I didn't tell anyone I think people are being defensive. I literally started this chat saying, do what makes sense for you. Utilize Spotify if it works for you. It doesn't work for me. It's not dogging anyone. Me being like, yo, I choose to work for myself and don't want to go to an office where I am contributing to other people's like dreams. I want to work with the homies and like help contribute to their dreams. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have a job. It's just literally I have a certain path I need to be on, and people need to stop harassing me about why I'm doing it and understand that we rock out together. You don't have to do what I do. It wouldn't make sense for you to do what I do, you know? And I'm not your average bear. I mean, you see it. Like, yo, I'm not out here like off the... I don't care about what other people care about. And it doesn't mean they should be different. I'm glad you care what you care about. And I didn't say it's whack for everybody. It's only me. It's totally subjective. I'm admitting that. I'm not giving anyone some universal blueprint to be famous or to be successful in music. Success in music and art and life is self-determined. I do not get to determine that. You know what I'm saying? I have no interest in determining that. I don't tell other people what to do unless they ask me. And people do ask me, how should I put out my record? I say, put it out on Bandcamp, make money first, and use the money you make in order to put it out on the digital streaming services. I say, do shows first. Like when me and Alex Coe put out our record, we could have dropped it on Spotify, spent money we didn't have up front, but instead we printed up t-shirts, after doing shows. So we did shows, made money from the shows, invested that money in printing t-shirts, sold t-shirts, did more shows, charged $100 per show, did about 15 different shows, and then paid to put our shit up on the internet. And then when we looked at the bank account, it was like, here, take your half, I'll take my half. So I don't know why people want to harass me. Like, my shit's up on Spotify. But I know it was up on in real life first, and people paid the tickets first. And so that, like, our Spotify presentation was paid for. I didn't pay for it. It was paid for people that wanted to see it on Spotify. And so that makes sense to me. And so again, like, I make a living doing art and music, and so, like, I have to recognize what it takes to promote. Hey, how you doing? What it takes to promote, market, and get sales. Like, if I don't sell any music, I don't sell any t-shirts, I don't sell any books, I don't sell any crystals, I don't get booked for any shows, I don't throw any events that are profitable, my rent doesn't get paid. There's no secret trust fund. There's no, like, oh shit, like, Chris got money in the cut. Nah. So I get it. Like, if it works for you, utilize it. But for me, every time I look at it and, like, I get a cha-ching in my email and it says somebody bought something on Bandcamp, or every time I look at that Patreon and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to take money out of this, that funds the festival. I look at Spotify and I'm like, corny, because, like, I got mad shit up on Spotify. I got mad songs on there. And yeah, I could spend time funneling people to that website, or I could spend time funneling people to my shows. Funnel people to this poetry festival out in Monterey, California. You know, funnel people this year coming up. We're going to do Summer Festival in different cities. So one day festival, we do it in LA, we're going to do Portland, Maine, and I'm thinking about a third city. I don't know if it's going to be DC, Miami, Asheville. We're going to do something in Cooperstown. So, like, come see us in real life. Until then, you can stream my music. Look up Stonehenge, Parnhashnikovsky. You spell it like you say it like you spell it. I got songs with the homie Grant. I got songs that I put up that are Dolo. I got Parnhash and Co songs. There's some music up there. Come see me. But really, you want to go, you want to show love, you want to support, hit the Patreon. I put songs up there that have been unreleased. See my Bandcamp, which is anarchyrap.bandcamp. That's right, anarchyrap.bandcamp. And you know what it is. There's songs up there that I produced. I did 2 projects for Annie Are You Okay, where I did the production. She did the poetry. I got a joint I did with K Nizzle, the homie Josh, where it's like modular synth and me doing poetry. I got stuff I produced. Yeah, check out the catalog. A lot of music. I've been making music a long time. So understand it's just my perspective. You may not have been putting out music for 20 years. So, like, everything you do makes sense for you. Do what you gotta do. I want your music around the world. I want to be able to pop up and hear my homies' songs getting played in the airport. All right, peace.